Yes, guys, welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show for the fan cams from the Tottenham Liverpool game. We've just finished 2-1. This is a man you may not have seen before. I'm not sure if we have seen him before on YouTube content, but you will have seen him in the comment section and certainly in the comments on my videos. A man who knows more about Tottenham than most people that I've met. This is a wonderful guy. I'm really glad to meet him. It's Rhys Jagger. How are you, Rhys?
I'm well. Great day. That's why we come to watch football, isn't it? A day like today.
Unbelievable output, unbelievable outcome. I've got to ask you though, what were your expectations going into the game?
Hopeful of a win, but realistically a draw would have been fine, was my view. But until the Udogie booking about, 43 minutes, I was thinking Tottenham were going to win this game because until that booking happened, I don't know what you thought, but I thought he got the ball and then a Liverpool guy came in his way and he hit it. And therefore it was not a foul, let alone a booking. It was the Liverpool guy was late. Getting to the ball, but anyway, whatever.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing with Destiny Udogie. He's so influential for us. He's so impactful. His ability to defend against some of the best right wing forwards in the game is incredible. But when he gets a yellow card against some of the best players in the world, it changes the game. It changes the dynamic.
I thought that was a dodgy one, but anyway, it happens. But then one mistake, one bit of bad defending. I'm not going to say whether it was one person or the whole defence. To me, it looked like the whole defence just switched off for like 30 seconds. And the standard you have against a team like Liverpool is such that you'll be punished.
Even against 10 men. Like, to me, when we go 1-0 up, first of all, let me ask you about the red card. Have you seen the replay? Did you think it was a red card?
I haven't seen the replays. I thought it was possibly a red card, but obviously it was quite a long way away from the south stand where I was sitting, and so I wouldn't want to make any comments having had the chance to. But if a referee is asked to go and look at it, usually it means that he's going to change his decision.
Right.
And so my kind of assumption is, unless there's been something very strange going on in VAR, it's probably the right decision.
100%. And to me, when that happens, obviously most people around me were starting to, like the energy rises. You're playing against 10 men.
Absolutely.
Me personally, I was always curious and cautious of the fact. I remember what happened when Newcastle went up against 10 men Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Liverpool came back to win the game. So this Liverpool team is they're a brilliant outfit that can generate output from anywhere at any time.
The quality of their forwards, even when there were 10 and even 9 men on the field, they were still creating dangerous situations at Tottenham's defensive end. And I was actually thinking, this can't happen. 2-1 loss against 9 men, and I didn't think that most of the time, but I was sort of, when it got to 85, 89, 92 minutes. But the thing is, with Ange Postecoglou is, Tottenham do keep playing until the final whistle. And yes, it was a bit of luck, and yes, you could turn around and say on another day Tottenham don't win. But if you're going to have a successful season, you have to have the odd game like that where you had a jammy win.
Yeah. Would you call it jammy?
No. Because the goal was right at the end.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
But I haven't seen back the disallowed goal for offside. It probably was offside because they didn't seem to even go to VAR. But
the VAR took 5 seconds. If the VAR takes 5 seconds, you probably assume it's okay.
In the second half, Tottenham created quite a few chances. Alisson made a few saves you'd expect him to save, but they were legitimate saves, not just catching the ball. So I thought in the second half, yes, Tottenham deserved to win, but I didn't think the energy levels for the last 25 minutes meant that it was a certainty that was going to happen. Because I was thinking they should be really stretching this 9 men,
turning the screw here, right?
Exactly.
I 100% agree. To me, I thought that when they went down to 9 men, I felt like Tottenham took the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And I got to ask you, was that a directive from the manager? I asked Henry. Henry thought it was like we were settling for a point, especially with the substitutions that came 10, 15 minutes later. I don't know whether it was from the manager or whether the players just thought like, we haven't got to go, we can take our time here now. But to me, it came across like there was an opportunity to really push, and we didn't take it.
Well, what I felt was, even with 9 men, they were able to double team against Solomon and against Kulusevski, and often a cross wouldn't come in because of it. And you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, you've got 2 extra men here. This is not moving fast enough. You have to find a way of creating overlaps because you've got 2 extra men. Yeah. And so I was sort of feeling, I hope that there's a lot of debriefs in the week it is in the week, isn't it? Because there's one more game before the international break.
That's right.
About what we can do better if we go up against 10 or 9 men, because I didn't think that they actually performed to the level that they performed against 11 and in other matches. And I was feeling, well, that's probably the worst 20 minutes of football that Tottenham have played this season, apart from perhaps that period against Brentford in the first game when it was a bit,
Do you know what, Rhys? I agree. I know people in the comments, you shouldn't, but you probably will say, what's with the negativity because we won the game? We did win the game, but I 100% agree with you that when you have these moments, yes, we got the output, but if the result had finished 1-1, there would have been more frustration than there probably otherwise would be. So I think, Rhys, you're absolutely bang on to start asking questions around what it was and why was it that we couldn't dominate a team that are as brilliant as Liverpool are, not taking anything away from them, but you've got a two-man supremacy. You've got 20% more players on the pitch than they have. Why did it take so long to break them down?
I mean, I think that's maybe a learning experience for this team and for Ange Postecoglou. And they need to say, we got through it. We got the 3 points. We're 1 point behind Man City after 7 games. I said on your
take that, wouldn't you?
I said on your, in your comments about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I said, if we get 7 points out of Sheffield United, Arsenal and Liverpool, I will start to change my opinion about the potential for the season.
And have you now changed it?
Well, what I would say is that we are in the conversation for the title. That's not saying we're going to win the title. It's not saying we should win the title. It's not saying we've got a great chance of winning it. But my take on these things is, as long as you're in it, being 1 point behind, you're definitely in it. Take every game as it comes. And if in 10 games' time, Tottenham are 7-8 points off the top, well, we're not in it. And that's not actually a disaster, is it? It's like if we're in the top 4 conversation.
No,
That's still a good output. I mean, I started the season saying if we finish 6th or 7th and have a decent cup run, that's okay.
That was enough.
Decent football, but actually we've been playing really great football. We're second in the league, 1 point behind Man City, level with Arsenal, and we're second? Are we? I think.
Yeah, we're second.
Second. And we've got 5 games coming up now, all of which are winnable. I'm not saying that Tottenham will win all 5. If you look at what's been going on this week, it's absolutely ridiculous that Aston Villa lose at home to Everton in the League Cup and then beat Brighton 6-1.
Well, this is it, Rhys. Right. So there is a banana skin that's going to happen. Right. We're not going to be an unbeatable team this year.
Exactly.
There's not going to be the Invincibles. So of the next 4 or 5 games, where do you see that slip happening? We got Fulham at home. We have Luton away next. Fulham after the break. We have Fulham. Then we have Crystal Palace, and I think we have Wolves. So there's the next 4 games, and then Chelsea's later.
Well, I mean, Wolves beat Man City today, didn't they? So that's a possible slip up. Crystal Palace is never they beat Man United away today. That's never an easy game. Fulham, we've obviously played once this season, and that's, it's possible a slip. I don't think there'll be a slip up against Luton. I really don't. I kind of think that, again, the energy from today, like the energy from last week, will drive the team on to say, let's have a really great finish before the international break. And after that, I think it's always down to what you mustn't do is get ahead of yourself and think we're doing so much better than expected, therefore we're going to continue to. Every single time you go out onto the pitch, it's 0-0, and every team has to be given 100% respect, even if they're in the bottom 3, because, Luton...
Well, look what happened against Sheffield United, right? It could have easily gone a different way.
2-1 today at Goodison. It's not.
I think Luton will be a tougher game than people give it credit for. They're going to sit there in low block.
I think who knows what will happen against Luton? But I mean, I kind of hope that this will be one that Tottenham will win. Even if they win at 2-0, I take any win. 1-0, 2-0. But I kind of think it's one they should go in and say we need to put in a really professional performance. It doesn't have to be 6-7-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1.
Get it done.
Get it done, and then just chill for 2. Obviously, not chill. People won't be chilling totally because they'll be playing in internationals. But the club can chill for 2 weeks and reset and just say, right, we've done 8 games. It's been a great 8 games, 20 points. Every fan in New Tottenham Hotspur Stadium would have taken 20 points. They'd have bitten your hand off for it.
100%.
So I just think it's very important that you don't finish with a 2-week break with anything other than a win. But if that happens, then I think that until December, December's going to be the real test now. I don't know if you looked at the fixtures.
Yeah, we've got 7 or 8 games.
Fixtures and some quite tough ones in there. Yeah. So that's when people can really seriously start talking about what Tottenham's season will really look like, But I kind of think there's the potential for a great season is all I would say at the moment. And as long as there is, everyone should be really positive. They should be really happy. They should come to every game hoping that it continues. And if it does, fantastic. But, I'm not going to start saying the world has ended if at Christmas Tottenham are 5th in the table, still challenging for a Champions League spot.
Yep.
But at the moment, I'm thinking we had 2 games against Arsenal and Liverpool. And even when it was 11 against 11, I did not feel that Tottenham were inferior to either of those two teams.
Not at all. Not at all. I thought Tottenham were probably at their best in the game when it was 11 against 11, if I'm entirely honest.
I think the first 43 minutes of the game today was the best Tottenham played this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Was absolutely solid. They did some really good things. Going forward. They scored an excellent goal. I thought that Maddison's pass through, absolute precision. Richarlison's cross had to be on the money, absolutely, for Son to touch it.
Right.
His finish was perfect. And And it was against a top side. That was a quality goal. It wasn't a mistake. It was breaking open a top defence and scoring a great goal. And obviously, then when Liverpool score a goal, that's not so good. But for 43 minutes, I thought that is a side. If you can keep those players fit, which is obviously the big thing.
Which is the main deal. Rhys, last question for you, mate. Man of the match today.
Ooh, that's quite hard to say, actually. Everybody played right. I can't say Pedro Porro because of the goal, but he played really well.
I thought Porro was fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say Udogie again. To be honest with you. Yeah, I think so.
Best left back in the league right now.
Absolutely, I reckon so.
Rhys, can people find you on Twitter?
They can't. In fact,
they can't.
No. I do have a Substack, but I'd have to send you a link to where it is. But,
okay.
But no, I tend to be a commenter rather than a producer of content because, for whatever reason, people like my comments, but when I try to produce stuff, I don't seem to build an audience. So I thought,
you'll get there, mate. We'll help you out. Rhys, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much, mate. There you go. That's Rhys. You see him in the comments. Make sure you shout out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe and all that stuff as well, guys. Come on, you Spurs. On to the next one.